Assalamu alaikum, sir. My name is MD Nahidul Islam. My ID is 201-51-007. Today, I am going to make a presentation. My presentation topic is Key Management Certificate. So, sharing my slide. First of all, I'm discuss about what is key management. Key management means to managing a cryptographic key within a crypto system. It dealing with generate, exchange, store, use, and replace key as needed all the user level at a time. And the system will also include such as key server, user process, and protocol, cryptographical protocol, design, etc. Next slide. There are two types of key management system. Proper distribution of public keys. Use public key encryption to distribute secret data. Next slide. Encryption key. What is encryption key? Key management is the principle of all the data security, and the data is encrypted and decrypted by the use of encryption key. Encryption key also assures that data transmission is via internet connection. So encryption keys, two types, symmetric encryption key and another one asymmetric and encryption key. Next, symmetric encryption key. What is symmetric encryption key? Encryption key performed with data which is stored in the database of specific static location. Encryption key using symmetric key for doing encryption and decryption both sides. First of all, data is encrypted by the symmetric key, but when any user try to access data, that time data is decrypted with the same symmetric key. Then user can easily access the data. The picture is the symmetric encryption process. Next slide, asymmetric encryption. What is asymmetric encryption? Asymmetric encryption use when data encryption is complicated. Asymmetric key using both sides for encryption and decryption, like that symmetric key. Procedure of asymmetric key: it send one public and one private key by encrypt and decrypt a data for protecting unauthorized access. This picture is the asymmetric encryption process. Next slide. Uh, why key management is very important? Key management forms the idea of all information security. Information is encrypted and decrypted by the utilization of cryptographic key, which suggests the loss and compromise of any cryptographic key would invalidate the info security measure placed into place. Keys conjointly make sure the safe transmission of information across an online association. With authentication OS like code in linguistic communication, attacker might force to be a trusty service like Microsoft, whereas giving the victim computer malware if they still poorly protected key. Keys offer compliance with the bound standard and law to make sure cooperation area unit victim best practice on protective science key. Next, how to works key management. Key management follow a life cycle of operation that are required to confirm the secret is created, stored, used, and turned firmly. Most cryptanalytic keys follow a life cycle that involves key. Next, public key. What is public key? Public key is a method that made it available to everyone. By this method, any data can be encrypted and sent by the server to the data receiver. And distribution. It means that a house securely distribute private key in the system. Basically, public key can be distributed in four categories. These are public key announcement, publicly available in directory, public key authority, public key certificate. Next, I will discuss about public key certificate. Public key cryptography or uneven cryptography is an associate encoding theme that use two mathematically connected, however not identical keys, a public key and a personal key. Unlike uh, cruciform key algorithm that place confidence in one key to each code and rewrite, every key performs a novel performance. The certificate is among other information like amount of validity, right of use. Uh, all of this content is signed by the one public key of the certificate authority, and it may be verified anyone processing the authority's public key. First, sender and receiver each request CF for a certificate that contains a public key and alternative info, so they will exchange this certificate might be communication. So finally, understanding key management and its important to our overall security posture is primed to establish the simplest clitological infrastructure of our enterprise. Keys and certificate square measure used for several completely different tasks, and square measure very uh, important to our organization knowledge security. Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum.